In today's YouTube video, I'm going to give you guys a deeper cut out of my Singleback Bunch X Nasty offense and how I can not only block the slot corner blitz meta, but actually create some really intricate route combinations that are very off meta and very, very difficult to defend in man coverage or zone. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Zan from the Zan Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you guys how to deal with the dollar meta out of my favorite offense, and that is the Singleback Bunch X Nasty. If this is an offense that intrigues you, you guys can find my entire offense with all the updates I put out all year long in it on my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I think that this is one of the best running offenses in the game against the meta, whether it's dollar, 3-3 cub, nickel normal. You guys get the gist. It does a really good job against all of them, but I'm going to show you guys some deeper cuts to work against the advanced defensive meta, which is, dollar with a lot of adjustments and sending those pesky corners off the slot with random man-up adjustments. So let's go ahead and get into this here. Now, the first thing that should stand out to you is that the X Nasty actually has a lot of different plays in it that have the tight end blocking stock. And bunch offenses in general do not use the tight end as a tight end anymore. They consider them a slot player, which gives them slot hot routes such as corners, posts, stop and goes, and crossers. And they don't allow them to block, so they get slants and zigs. And this was done primarily to make sure that you guys, hello to my dog there in the background. This is done primarily to allow you guys to better blitz this. This has been a problematic formation in the past. Bunch formations have always been viewed as one of those harder to blitz offensive formations, so EA took away that ability, and of course, dollar has reigned supreme ever since. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to call a play that has a tight end on a blocking assignment, because that gives us a really, really good starting point for blocking a slot corner. Now, one of the things that you'll note with this is we don't have an additional blocker on the left side. And if I were to motion this running back up to this spot and look at his hot routes, you'll see that he is treated just like a slot receiver as well. Again, with corners, posts, crosses, stop and goes, flats, hitches, slants, etc. You guys understand that he is an actual slot receiver. But one of the really cool tricks about the Singleback Bunch X Nasty that a lot of players don't know is that if you max protect before you motion your running back, it actually leaves him on a blocking assignment, which turns this into basically what I call kind of an under center bunch tight. And this is a really good little formation that allows you to pick up these dollar blitzes very, very effectively. And this motion is going to mesh with the latter part of this video, which I think you guys are really going to enjoy. So let's take a look here at your standard DB fire meta. Maybe we go ahead and throw just a simple flooding combo, a little 3-route combo on the field here. And what you'll see is that we block both of the blitzers and we can throw our high ball in the middle of the field. Hopefully Justin Jefferson makes a catch, but you see right there that it was very, very effective. And this is also going to be really good to utilize against the spinner meta as well. Let's say that our opponent is running spinner, they're kind of usering like this and still sending 5. You guys could do the exact same thing out of a play like this where you max protect. You put the running back on a route because it is play action. You max protect to block him, and then you motion him up to this position, which is going to allow you to now freestyle against man-to-man coverage with your other players on the field. Sorcery. So maybe in this situation, we run maybe a whip, a little crosser, a post. It doesn't really matter. We're going to be able to block this meta and hit our open read. So here we hit Christian Watson on the crosser for a big gain, and we're moving the chains while not having to worry about this blitz meta that everyone seems to freak out about. Something that's really, really useful. But this is also extremely, extremely useful against your zone and stock coverage metas as well, because when you get your opponent to stop blitzing, one of the things that you're going to love about this is that this motion can be used to pull the slot hot routes for a running back. Now, right here, I've got Josh Jacobs, who has the short and elite and tank for 0, which makes him a really good free running back because you can't hit stick him, and he runs routes effectively against man coverage. But what's really, really cool about this is I could actually put him on a corner route, motion him back into the backfield if I want to, and be able to utilize his routes against man-to-man coverage or zone coverage for the purpose of flooding. So right here, when I snap this ball, we're now running a giant zone beater where I can freeform the ball to him out of the backfield, just like a slot receiver, but he's in the running back position. So this gives your opponent all the things to worry about, such as he could be blocking when we motion him up. We could motion him back and it could be a decoy and we're running the ball. We could be sending him to the corner, or we could utilize this exact same particular tactic for the purpose of beating man. So imagine this. I put him on a slot apprentice post. I motion him back into the backfield. Now, all of a sudden, we know that they're playing stock man. We don't really have to worry too much about what we're doing here on this. And now we've got what is equivalent to kind of a slant out of the backfield. So now we snap this ball. Here goes our short and elite. He's going to create separation. I can actually throw that ball that was under pressure inaccurate.
EA Sports. It's in the game.
So let's go ahead and work against man-to-man here. So maybe we go ahead and put our player on a post route. We motion him back into the backfield. Now it's a really fancy slant out. And we could go ahead and snap this ball against man-to-man. Hopefully get a light up animation. If not, no big deal because he's open anyways. And we could throw that ball out of the backfield really, really easily because it kind of works like a slant. And again, you could do the exact same drill here. If they're playing, let's say for instance, zone again. Maybe we go ahead and put our running back up here. We put him on a crosser and then we motion him back into the backfield. Now, all of a sudden, we're kind of running the red zone cross out of the backfield. And maybe, if somebody is blitzing us off of one side, maybe they're blitzing off of this side and they're usering out here in the flat with this guy, or maybe they're, lurking up here with this guy. Now we're in a situation where we can still flood the sideline with 3 routes, but still leave a tight end in the block, which was the whole point of our starting situation where we were kind of worried about the blitz meta. But now we still have the ability to attack that bunch side with 3 flooding routes, but still have somebody that we can block on this particular tactic as well. Another area where this can be really, really effective is actually against the cover 0 meta, because what ends up happening is most players tend to use the running back. Well, in this situation, we could motion up, which 90% of players, when this happens, they're gonna say, okay, well, I'm gonna use this guy now. And then they'll kind of go and they'll bring this guy down. And then when you motion back into the backfield, maybe we put him on a stop and go. This is something that's actually super neat because a lot of players think it's an out route. A lot of players aren't used to a route that breaks out to the sideline and then up the seam. So then what you could end up doing here is they're back on this user and they're going to kind of bite over to the left. And all we really have to do with this is kind of just do a motion snap. And what I mean by that is maybe we go ahead and motion snap this guy inside, snap this ball. Now they think it's an out route, but instead it cuts up the seam. Now right there, I understand that the guy looped around, but you see how that route with that double move that breaks up the seam kind of gives you some different man beating options or some different ways to confuse the user as you're kind of snapping this ball against a heavier blitz meta. Again, you'd want a better blitz pickup than the one we got right there, but nonetheless, still very, very effective for attacking the primary defensive metas in this game, blocking slot blitzers, and being able to beat coverage, whether it's man or zone, in a variety of different ways. So you see how this becomes one of the better freestyle formations in the game with just a little bit of offensive creativity, and that's what I love most about it. I hope you guys did as well. If you guys did, make sure you guys give the video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, drop those below. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. You hit the notification bell. We'll see you guys a little bit later with our next YouTube short, or tomorrow with our next long form video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.